Okay, you are on Youth FM for 3D Radio, and just then you heard from Jim Blah, Indigenous Australian artist. Now, on the phone right now, I am pleased to say we have Mr. Dave Williams from Adelaide Indie Rock Royalty Fire, Santa Rosa Fire. How are you, Dave?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good, man. Now, I believe, I can hear a bit of background noise. I believe we've caught you on the road, hey?
Yeah, that's right. We're on the road at the moment. Me and Sam Stern are driving this beautiful brown land.
So whereabouts are you, if you know where you are?
Yeah, we're about an hour out of Hay.
Uh-huh. Is that a town in New South Wales?
Yeah, that's generally where we stay when we drive up to Sydney. We do it in 2 days.
Uh-huh, okay, cool. Now, so you've just obviously kicking off a bit of a road trip. You're playing Day on the Green in New South Wales this Saturday. That's the 4th of February. With Darryl Hall and John Oates, Icehouse, and I read Laney Lane as well. Exciting stuff. Want to tell us a bit about that?
Oh, well, yeah, we just got off it a couple of weeks back, and we're absolutely psyched about it because we really, really love Hall and Oates, and we really like Icehouse, and Laney Lane's apparently mind-blowing, so we're really excited.
Now, you're cutting out a bit, Dave, but that's all right. We get the general gist of things. But
yeah, look, we're enthusiastic. We're excited. That's what needs to come through strongly. So I hope that's the case.
We're definitely getting that through here. Yeah, so I can definitely tell. Hey, okay. So I also read that Husky, who are currently on the Laneway tour, they'll be playing Laneway Melbourne on Saturday as well. Might be appearing as special guests. Do you know anything about those guys? Or
well, we've played with Husky a couple of times actually. We toured with them when we were touring with Kimbra. They're really great guys, and they're kind of going from strength to strength. As well, with regards to them potentially performing at the Day on the Green, I really couldn't say. And that's not me being secretive for the for the sake of keeping the surprise. I haven't heard anything about that, but.
Okay.
Yeah. I suspect we might be filling into them, actually.
Ah, okay. So it's a bit all up in the air at the moment, then, hey?
Yeah, they don't tell us nothing. We just go, we play, we drink. That's the crux of it, I guess.
I suppose ignorance is bliss, hey? Especially for a band.
Hey, absolutely. I much prefer just being a grunt.
Well, that's fair enough. And you did mention drinking. I believe the Day on the Green is at the Centennial Vineyards. Are you guys fans of wine? A bit of connoisseurs, maybe?
Maybe Caitlin. She's kind of fancy, so she might be keen on like different wines. I really can't tell the difference between one and the other. But red and white. That's two different kinds. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Chardonnay.
Bit of Shardy.
Yeah, Shardy. Who cares? Look.
It all does the job, I suppose, hey?
It effectively all, makes you feel pretty awful the next day, but that's all right.
Okay, and also, I suppose, growing up in Adelaide and playing lots of Adelaide bars and pubs, you guys tend to maybe have a few drinks before, during, and definitely after the shows? How does that fare?
I speak for myself. I'm pretty fond of having a couple of drinks here and there, but generally speaking, at important shows, we've got a rule that no one's allowed to have more than one or two before we play because, I don't know, screwing up a show because you're too drunk is a pretty shitty excuse, particularly when you've been in the game as long as we have. So if you can't hold it, drinking afterwards, on the other hand, well, I'm a big advocate of a post-show drink or two. But
yeah, rehydrating yourself, of course, if that's the responsible thing to do.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said rehydrating yourself is obviously a very responsible thing to do as well after the show.
Absolutely.
You use a lot of sweat in there, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, steering away from alcohol, as entertaining as it is. Now, your last show you played here in Adelaide was at the Crown and Anchor on Australia Day with Sincerely Grizzly. How did that go down?
That's right, yeah.
How did that go?
The show, yeah, it went really well. I think it was modest, but it's always great to have an opportunity to play with Sincerely Grizzly, and it's basically just a bit of a chill. We had a couple of drinks afterwards, and I think we're all a respectable time, but the Crank has sort of had a bit of an overhaul with a change in management, and they're doing nothing but good things. Dan Cranich from Leader Cheetah, big part.
Yeah.
Managed to play. It was Gavin Albert from the Scarlet Eves or Ives.
Uh-huh.
Point is, those dudes are working pretty hard to
support local music.
Breathe some new life, and it's becoming a really viable live venue again, and that's great. We're really happy to support.
Brilliant. Okay, so speaking of gigs, what else have you got planned? Have you got more shows planned when you're up in New South Wales, chilling around the wineries?
Particularly over or close to day on the green, but we will be coming back to you.
So, sorry, Dave, you're cutting out a bit, man. So you will be coming back to do some more shows here in Adelaide? Is that what?
More shows in Adelaide. I don't know at this stage. We've got some more shows in New South Wales later on this month.
Yep.
In Adelaide, not so much. As far as I'm aware, I'm sure it won't be long before we've arranged a show for whatever reason.
Of course, you got to please the home crowd and the family, right?
Absolutely. Oh, look, heaven forbid that we should forget about the home crowd. We're very fond of the home crowd.
Remember your roots, man. Remember your roots.
I remember my roots, every single one of them.
Alrighty. And speaking of up and coming, I suppose. So you've been, obviously, over your past, since 06 you formed and sort of reshuffled a bit. You've been playing big festivals like Big Day Out, the Laneway Festival, Home Bake and a few others, and actually Pete's Ridge just on New Year's Eve. How was that? How did Pete's Ridge go?
I heard everything except that last bit. What did you say?
Okay, the blunt of the question. Yeah, I asked, how did Pete's Ridge go? You played that over the New Year's.
Pete's Ridge go. Pete's Ridge was great. It's a really, really chilled out, relaxed festival with an emphasis on environmentally friendly, sustainable sort of festival stuff. And as such, the people who run it are really fantastic, really helpful and really friendly. It's a really good vibe. Everybody's just chilled out, just wants to have a good time. There's no aggro, no bad people, there's not inappropriate behaviour. It's just a really relaxed environment. I can't speak. Potentially one of the best festivals I've ever been to. Like, maybe not as big or, doesn't have as many of the big hitters as, say, some of the other festivals can achieve. Regardless, a really, really great experience. We've played it twice now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it both times.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, now moving on to the music itself. Now, we've got here in my hands Panther Shrine, your newest single. So your last album came out, Sea Priest, in 2010, and you've released this single, which has been mastered, I believe, in London and recorded here in Adelaide. Some big names. Matt Hills is who recorded it, am I right?
Yeah, you're quite correct. We recorded most of the tracks with Matt Hills at his Hillside studio, and then we took it over to Melbourne to do some more, to track a bit more and mix it at Sing Sing Studios with Gareth Parton. And he's worked with bands like Holy Fuck, Falls, Tom Jones, believe it or not. He's worked with Tom Jones, but a number of bands they're really into it. That was a great experience. And we've recorded some more material in Melbourne. That stuff is still in the...
Brilliant. Sorry, man, you're cutting out a bit, so we'll wrap this up in a second. But are we expecting more stuff, perhaps, from the band this year?
I'm sorry?
Are we expecting more? Are we expecting more material further than the single this year? I'm going to take that as a yes. You are cutting out, but that's all right, man. Got to wrap this up anyway. Hey, thank you for speaking with 3D Radio on YouthFM. And I think we've lost him, but that's all right. We will get back in touch with him. Are you there, buddy? That's right. So we're going to play for you the Panther Shrine single. That's right. They're trekking around the country. That's what Australia's all about. No reception. There, and he's gone. That's all right. You are on 3D Radio, where things obviously are live. And now, Panther Shrine. YouthFM.